So we have this ring here. Press R on the keyboard to bring up rotation. We'll type time times negative 75. And these values are pretty arbitrary. It's really up to you to get the look you want. But you can see now we have our two elements animating in opposite directions. So we'll come into our next layer, turn that on, we'll press R, type time times 100. Now we've got 3 layers animating, and we're just going to continue this process. Press R on the keyboard, type time times 25. This will be a slower animation in the center here. Solo the next layer to bring that up. Press R on the keyboard, type time times negative 20. That's a little slow for me, so why don't we just double that to negative 40. Or if we want to get more of a random variation, instead of using the time expression, we can use a wiggle expression. And we could type in wiggle parentheses 0.5 comma 90, and we'll see that now this layer that we've animated will wiggle a random value between 0 and 90 degrees once every 2 seconds. That's what that 0.5 is. And again, if we want that to happen faster, we can crank up this 0.5, which represents the frequency, to something like 1, which means once every second, wiggle between 0 and 90 degrees. I think that's a little fast, but maybe we could do 0.75. We can crank this value up to something like 110. So now we get more variation. Let's just add a little random motion to it. We'll bring up our next ring. We'll press R on the keyboard again to bring up rotation. This one we'll type time times negative 30. We'll get this moving the other direction. Bring up our last ring here. Press R on the keyboard. Time times 90. We'll get some good movement going. Now you can see, without setting any keyframes, we've got some great motion in our graphic. The next thing we need to do is bring up our radio waves, as well as the triangle that represents the border.